Hi, today I'm going to introduce you to the IFC Post Processor, a Tekla Structures extension that gives the users added control and functionality for the creation of IFC files. While the Tekla Structures IFC export allows users to include additional property sets, it does not allow users to modify or turn off the default property sets. Users were lacking the ability to remove unwanted properties, map different information to properties, modify IFC spatial elements, and change attributes, among other things. The IFC Post Processor solves all these problems by giving the user the ability to modify the defaults. The user can add or delete properties, but also change their value with a custom mapping from the values of Tekla UDAs and properties. The user can also add new values to IFC attributes for both normal IFC entities and IFC spatial elements. And further, this can be done for a specific selection of objects using Tekla selection filters. This is a post-processing tool. It is used for modifying IFC files that are exported using the normal Tekla Structures IFC export. It does not try to replace the standard Tekla export, but rather expands its functionality. Okay, now I will do a quick demo. The IFC Post Processor can be found in the Tekla Structures Application and Components catalog. Upon startup, the user interface will look pretty blank. First, the user must select which IFC schema is being used. This is because they have different settings and IFC entities have different property sets in each schema. Second, the user must select which IFC entity they want to modify, and if a narrower selection is desired, it can be combined with a Tekla Structures selection filter, then hit the Create Job button. Now we can see that a new job has been created that combines the IFC beam and the steel material selection filter. So any settings that we change for this job will affect all steel beams in the IFC file. I will start changing the settings for steel beams by modifying the attributes. First, I change the name to a static text of steel beam. This will give all the entities in this job the same name. I also change the description to include information about materiality. Here I will map the Tekla report property, material, by enclosing the name of the report property in % signs. This syntax can be used to map any Tekla UDA or report property. And mapping properties is dynamic, so each entity will receive the material property of its respective Tekla object. I will move on to modify the property sets. This table is showing all the default property sets that are being exported from Tekla Structures for the IFC beam. These are not exposed to the user in the normal export dialog. I want to modify the pset beam common property set. I can remove properties from the set by unchecking the corresponding checkbox. I can also modify their values in the same way that I modified the attributes. In this case, I will change the value of fire rating to a static text. The user should be careful that the input will work with the property's data type. Fire rating is an IFC label, so any text is fine. Now I want to add an entirely new property to pset beam common. I can do this in the user interface below the table. First, I write the name of the pset I want to modify. Then I write the name of the property I want to add to the property set. In this case, I will call it steel type. Then I hit the Save Property button, and the property is instantly added to the table. For the value of the property, I will map the value of the Tekla material property. Okay, those are all the modifications I wanted to make for this IFC file. As mentioned, this is a post-processing tool, so I must make an IFC file using the normal Tekla export. I will export a normal IFC 2x3 file and make sure it is in the model folder. Now I can choose it from this drop-down of available IFC files to process. I hit the Post-Process button, and the program tells me everything was successfully processed. To verify these changes, I will use Trimble Connect. If I look at this beam, I can see that the name was changed to steel beam. And further, the description was successfully changed to include information about the material. I can also open pset beam common and see that the reference and load bearing are no longer there, and the new property, steel type, was added. Also, these modifications were only made to steel beams, so if I inspect a cast-in-place beam, we can see that the default values are still there. On behalf of Building Point Scandinavia, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you are interested in trying this program, you can get a free trial from our website at buildingpoint-scandinavia.com. Thank you.